In the middle of a faraway forest, there stood an old palace. All around it were thorny rose bushes, where no one dared to go. There was a rumor that a monster lived there. Whoever went near never returned. One day, the most beautiful girl in the village, Aruni, went to the palace to save her father. Her father had mistakenly picked a red rose from the monster's garden. The monster's punishment was simple. The father must give his daughter. Aruni entered the palace trembling with fear. The door closed behind her on its own. In the dark hall stood a huge shadow, horns, fur, and eyes glowing like fire. In a deep voice, the monster said, "You will stay here forever." At first, Aruni only cried. The monster said nothing. Every night, he would silently leave food on a table. One day, Aruni noticed a deep wound on the monster's hand. She quietly applied medicine to it. The monster was startled. No one had ever touched him before. Days passed. Aruni read books in the library, and the monster watched from afar. Aruni sang, and the monster listened silently. One rainy night, Aruni stood by the window and asked, "Don't you ever go outside?" The monster replied softly, "Everyone is afraid when they see my face." Aruni turned toward him. "I'm not." Winter came. One day the monster fell sick with fever. Aruni stayed by his side all night, cooling his head with water. In the morning, he woke to find Aruni asleep beside him, her hand resting on his huge paw. For the first time, tears filled the monster's eyes. That night he said, "I was once a prince. A cursed fairy turned me into this." She said only if someone loved me in this form, I would return to my true self. But no one ever could. Aruni smiled. "But I do." She touched his face gently. "You're not a monster. You're my friend. My everything." At that moment, light filled the palace. The horns melted away. The fur disappeared, and standing before her was a handsome young man. No fire in his eyes now, only gratitude and warmth. He held Aruni's hand. "You saved me." They walked out together. The thorny bushes parted, and white roses bloomed where red ones once grew. The villagers were astonished. The monster they feared was now their prince. On their wedding day, Aruni wore a red rose behind her ear. The prince asked, "Is that the same rose?" Aruni laughed. "No, this is the first rose of our love. From then on, no thorny roses grew round the palace, only roses of love. And whenever two people truly loved each other, a single red rose appeared on the palace wall.